So let's say you have a very bitter experience with someone when you were a child, which led to convince you that you're not good enough. And now as an adult, years later, when you often go back and replay that past memory, want to feel the sting of it again, because some part of you still believes that if you can just feel it hard enough one more time, it'll finally burn off and leave you alone. So you go back looking for that pain. You reopen that bad memory, you stir up the anger, force the tears, drag the old feeling back into the room. I was doing the same often after my mom passed away from cancer an year back. Looking at her old pictures of hers, trying to stir up the emotions. But there is part of us that feeds on old pain. Eckhart Tolle says it's called pain body. When we go back and stir up a bad memory that wakes up, but the feeling which came back doesn't get released when we again and again remember the old story. That story pushes the feeling. It pushes the feeling, the hurt, down our system even more. And it becomes a very strong sanskara every time we repeat that story in our mind again and again.
Eastern philosophy refers to this as a sanskara. It is an emotional pathway in the mind that cuts deeper every single time a painful story is repeated. Every ounce of attention you pour into that groove reinforces its walls, accelerating its strength until it becomes a permanent automatic reaction. Eventually, a quiet hijacking occurs. The pain body gets hungry, and it begins to actively crave more drama, causing you to pick fights or seek out suffering without your conscious awareness.
We are feeding our attention, and the attention is exactly what the pain body needs to keep alive. So, trying itself is a trap. So, in the new earth, Tolle says, the pain body needs food to survive, and its food is your attention and engagement. It cannot feed on joy and stillness, only on more energy which resonates with that pain. So you are giving it exactly the emotional charge it needs to grow stronger and stay alive in your system. Tolle says, when the pain body has taken you over, you actually start wanting more pain, more drama, more replaying, more suffering, and you don't even realize it's happening. So stop digging is what the solution is. Stop digging. Let go of the idea that healing from a sanskara means forcing the old pain to surface again. You don't climb down into the mess to haul things up. Trying to rip a feeling out before it's ready is trying hard to pull the unripe fruit from a branch. Put the energy somewhere more useful, into becoming someone steady, someone who can keep breathing when a wave hits. We are not preparing to attack the pain. We are growing the calm that can hold it. Singer says, life will bring up what needs releasing. So when a feeling does rise up uninvited, recognize that there is a release happening by itself. We don't force it. Life brought it up because it was finally ready to leave. So our job is simply to be willing to watch. This is the whole secret. The instant you seize the emotion and start turning it over, replaying the memory, building the story around it, asking why it happened and who is to blame, you have entered the loop. The thought feeds the emotion, and the emotion feeds the thought.
A painful thought triggers a heavy emotion. That heavy emotion demands validation, which generates an even darker thought. You try to analyze the memory to solve it, but building a narrative around the trauma just adds oxygen. A tiny flicker of irritation scales into a consuming fire.
So each one makes the other bigger. So what began as a flicker becomes a fire, and you end up more consumed than when you started. So don't make a story around it. Don't bury it either. Simply stay relaxed. Let it pass through you. The way the weather moves across the sky. It came, you noticed it, you didn't grab it. And because you didn't grab it, it kept moving through you. We can even speak softly to whatever is surfacing. Michael Singer says, we can say, I see you, I know you are there, I'm sorry, I pushed you down all those years. Come up whenever you're ready, and I'll do my best to let you go. That's not force, that's love, that's surrender. And that is what finally lets it leave. So here's a small experiment for this week. The next time an old feeling arises on its own, uninvited, see if you can do your absolutely best to do nothing with it. Don't shove it away. Don't dramatize it. Don't react because of it. Just take one slow breath. And soften the space around your heart and let it be there for as long as it wants. Then watch what happens when you finally stop interfering. The pain ripens and it falls on its own, the way fruit does when it's ready. All we brought is a little quiet, a little steadiness, and the willingness to let it pass. Tolle says, even the pain body cannot survive for long in your presence. You keep your unhappiness alive by giving it time. That is its lifeblood. Remove time through your intense present moment awareness and it dies.